Good morning, everyone. My name is Vernon Bell. I think most of you know me. Um, and for those of you who were here this morning at the 8 o'clock service, it'd be the same testimony, just a slightly different presentation. Um, I shared this morning that um, all week long I had been preparing for what I was going to give as a testimony. And I had decided that I was going to do a 7-minute sermonette. And it was going to be um, one of those ones that, kind of brought in what was preached about over the last few weeks by Pastor Jonathan, as well as some Thanksgiving, and it was going to tie in things that were happening in my personal life. I was going to slip in some dad jokes. It was going to be fabulous. You were going to love it. I mean, really love it. But then I got up this morning and God said, "This is what I want you to say." And I said, okay. Not sure that's really the topic that I want to talk about, but, and God said, "This is what I want you to talk about." So I spent the early part of this morning writing up some notes because I did want to make sure that it was the same testimony at both services. And my notes are very, very sketchy. I even brought them up here. You can see it's not a long list, but okay, this is how I'm going to tie this in. This is how I'm going to make it work. Well, you can pretty much disregard that because 90% of what is on here is not what God wanted me to talk about. He really only wanted me to talk about one thing when it comes to Thanksgiving. And um, for, again, for those that were at the morning service, I brought props. Didn't have them this morning. I brought props with me. So, what did I want to talk about? What did God want me to present to you? I was going throughout this week and, like I said, preparing for this. But then on Monday, I received a packet in the mail. I work at Gunderson, and I received a packet in the mail from Gunderson this week. I had no idea what it was. I was not anticipating it. So naturally, I opened it up, and I'm like, okay, what are they sending me? Here's what was in it. Some sheets that reference how to handle stress and some resources to reach out to in case you are dealing with some things and you need to have a stress relief. Okay. Some pamphlets. As an employee, we have certain programs that are available to us that we can use and we can reach out. Again, dealing with stress or things that are going on in your personal life. Okay. One of my favorites. This one is a recipe for how to make oil-infused Play-Doh. Okay. Some blank coloring sheets. And, of course, if you're going to give you coloring sheets, a packet of coloring pencils. And I'm looking through this packet and I'm thinking, why are they sending this out? This makes really kind of no sense to me. Of all the things that we could be doing and everything that's going on, why are they sending out this stress packet with this eclectic grouping of items? And it wasn't until Thursday that I got my answer as to why this was happening and what God wanted us to learn from it. I was in the break room and I heard some of my fellow employees there openly expressing how unhappy they were that we had received this kit in the mail. Do you know how much it costs to do all of that printing? And not just printed like, you'd print from home. We're talking professional quality printing going on. And colored pencils, seriously, for the number of people that work at Gunderson and all of the things going on, they decided on colored pencils to send us. Do you know how much it cost in shipping to send that out to everybody who works at Gunderson? And that's when God told me to speak up and let them know. Do you know how much you should be thanking them for sending this to you? I mean, was it not just last week we were looking in the news at how people in healthcare were saying that they were so stressed out, they were leaving their jobs, they didn't know how they were going to make it through the next day? Gunderson had the forethought to send you a packet to help with your stress. And instead of saying thank you, we're complaining about it. Instead of saying thank you that in the midst of a global pandemic that has worn us down for the last 2 years, we have a job. Okay, let's press the pause button there. It's the middle of a pandemic. Unemployment is at its highest. We're standing in the break room of our job. We have a job. And you're complaining about your job, thinking about you individually, and sending you a stress packet to help you deal with what's going on. We should just be saying, thank you. And that's what God wanted me to share this morning, because that's what he wants from us. Thank you. There's something in our lives, each of our lives, whether we recognize it just yet or not, but God just wants us to say thank you. He wants to have that type of a close relationship and remind each of us, myself included, that he's thinking about you individually. And all you have to do is say thank you. That's it. And, as I close, I'll say this. We so often think about the material things that we receive or have. And there was a Facebook post, I think it was last year or the year before. And I kind of joke with my son and my wife about it often, but if you really think about it, it is very profound. It said, what if tomorrow morning God took away everything that you did not thank him for today? Thank you.